Hello, I am Umut Durmus, PhD candidate at Istanbul Technical University, and also I've been practicing museum exhibition design and construction for 10 years. This paper investigates the nature of exhibition design projects and reasons of last-minute design changes, which leads to costly reworks. Traditional museum exhibition design is being increasingly replaced by multidisciplinary practices that involve a wide range of specialists. In addition to those wide range of contributing professionals to the process, evolving expectations of the visitors and developing technological tools to transmit the knowledge, the nature of the production process of the exhibitions, which do not end with the construction but the installation, I will explain it later, of the exhibits makes the process more complex. What is museum? The museum grows and multiplies significantly across the world. Current trends and changes in societies directly and indirectly affect the museum work, like this pandemic process right now. This is the definition of International Council of Museums. Museums are non-profit, permanent institutions which acquires, conserves, researches, communicates, and exhibits the tangible and intangible heritage. As we all know that there is a stable core concept of a collection of objects bearing information, and we are transmitting this information, emotions, memory, and knowledge to those who will contemplate and connect with them. We're gonna focus on the exhibition, which is one of the main purposes of a museum. Here is a simple museum exhibition communication model by Lin. It defines the museum exhibitions as mediums where museums communicate the meaning by putting together the collection and knowledge with special interpretation techniques and learning sequences through exhibition processes. What is exhibition processes then? They are temporary endeavors undertaken to create a unique result. So each should be acquired through specific phases like initiating, planning, execution, monitoring, and closing. These are familiar to you, as I can imagine these are from project management research area. With this in mind, we had defined the phases of museum exhibition projects as idea, development, design, construction, installation, evaluation, and demolition at the right column in 2016. Now I will just go through these phases one by one. Idea. Curators have become more sensitive about visitors' interests and messages that were communicated through exhibition displays. This has changed the current issue from displaying the collection to exhibiting the idea. So we're gonna focus exhibiting the idea. At the idea phase, theme of the exhibition is shaped with a planning brief by professionals who has necessary expertise about the content. Development phase, it's mainly about details of the concept, particularly the proposed objects, data, information. Design, this is the phase that we will focus most. Exhibition design draws upon the full spectrum of the design professions, unlike other well-defined sectors in the design field like software and interfaces, two-dimensional design such as graphic design and book design, three-dimensional design such as packaging and industrial design. In this design phase, exhibition is evaluated, circulation of the visitor will be examined, distribute the objects, design of the furnitures, panels, etc., lighting, sound system will be also done at this stage. Process is really multidisciplinary and includes so many design factors to be taken into consideration. These design factors have an impact on physical responses, which may directly influence the visitor whether or not stay in and enjoy a particular environment. They are the language to tell a story in accordance with the exhibition design. Here you can see a long list which are derived from other researchers. To reflect those factors, a team of designers would be necessary. Team of designers, architectural designers, industrial design, graphic design, lighting design, set design, game design, interaction design, multimedia design, several of them. This turns out to be a very big team, and communications might become an issue. There are two types of design communications here. One is within the multidisciplinary design project development team. Here, designers are the kings. They tend to monopolize the discussion about the formal aspects of the product. They do this by means of their training in the presentation of the design in drawings, sketches, plans, and computer renderings. Only designers can read and plan, section, and elevation. So your useful documentation is required to cope with the complexity of the museum exhibition design among those teams. The other design communications is with the designer and the client. Clients are most of the time curators, directors, sometimes governments, institutions, and etc. According to research, for example, the most important people in the cultural world now are not the artists but the curators, who usually are not able to read in 2 or 3 dimensional drawings, and some crucial curatorial decisions are made on site during installation days rather than the planning stage beforehand, because there are 3 things that are hard to plan on paper or on screen from a 3D model: the exact final form of unfinished artifact, the relationship among the artifacts, and the connection between the artifacts and the space. And after that construction comes, we can divide it into 2 main building work, plaster works, brickwork, basic electrical installations, and etc. Specialized production, graphics, reconstructions, model making, artwork. And after the construction, installation comes. Normally, when we finish construction, we can open the gates, but with exhibitions, it's a no. There should be an installation process. After the construction, you truly clean the space, and then the objects to be installed comes in. It's a long process. Begins with the condition check of the objects by the conservator of the host museum and the courier of the guest collection. After the acclimatization of the object packages in the storage, they are acclimatized, stays for some time at the storage. Art handlers open the crate in the presence of the representative of both institutions to witness the condition of the package and the object. Handlers carefully move the objects somewhere else so that conservator can examine and compare the object with the condition report. If a new damage is found, it is added to the condition report with the approval of both parts. Somebody, art handler, conservator, courier, somebody put the object to its dedicated space. Finally, at the end of the installation process, curator, conservator, director review the display and the exhibition and approve the final result. After the approval, another cleaning is done, and then we're ready for the evaluation and inauguration. Inauguration is usually a date set long before. It's an announcement of the opening, not only to the invited guests, but also the general public through press and social media. Depending on the size and importance of the exhibition, it is usually not possible to change the opening date because there are several invited guests and so many other important people coming to the inauguration. And then after that, demolition comes. Finally, there are 3 main reasons of costly reworks that we have found through literature review. One of them is multidisciplinary process and wide range of exhibition design factors. In addition to diverse designers and related producers, different professionals that are in-house or not, from different disciplines, or even non-professional volunteers, some of who are not used to work with teams and for a one-time production. They usually are not able to read and plan section elevation or even 3D visualizations. The other one is when an additional work happens, when there's a design change, idea change, the total work is not only the work that is changed, but also there are some other works will be added on it. For example, if you want to change the color of the room, you have to first take out all the installed object outside or seal that part of the room And then after the job is done, you should also reinstall them through the same process and reclean them, etc. So the cost goes high and high with additional works. As the installation also is the last part, the last phase of before the inaugurations, whose dates are impossible to change, as I said before. Either the costs of the rework will be increased compared to before, or decision makers lower their expectations from the reproduction around the artifacts due to the limited time. This is interesting. As it gets closer to the inauguration, time constraint becomes more important compared to quality and cost, unlike most of other types of design and construction projects. The other part is the one-time and special constructions, high expectations from the common construction works, which leads to rework and quality issues. It is usually a new experience also for AEC professionals, as the expected standards are higher than other design and construction projects. For example, the expectation from the regular paint job or plaster work on a wall of a school or a house, and the wall on which to hang a precious painting are different. So the understanding of quality between the contractor and not only the non-AEC project manager, but also the designer may end up with rework after or during the production. Let me come to the conclusion. It can be concluded that to adopt building representations that are closer to experiential, spatial human experience in real world, as if we recognize the real world, it is necessary to overcome the communication problem. It's necessary to overcome the communication problems and related rework in the museum exhibition projects. Virtual reality, as proposed for construction projects by other researchers, may help to solve those problems. By the way, within these days, also with the pandemic, cultural institutions like museums are already in the process of adapting digital strategies, which include the use of virtual environments, both for online applications and a new way of transmitting the knowledge at physical exhibitions, at traditional exhibitions. So adopting VR tools also to the production process could easily be a part of the strategy. That's all. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening.